congratulate you, Mr. President, for being appointed the Global Youth Champion. And I would like, in a very special way, to recognize my fellow former presidents, Madam Catherine Panza from Central African Republic, and Madam Amina Rati. Our sister Ellen Selif couldn't make it because she's not feeling very well. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I've been here 2 days. The speech for this afternoon has already been given by the Deputy Secretary General. But I just wanted to announce, Your Excellency, that I just became a great-grandmother this year. So I just want to give a few remarks. These past 2 days, when we met in New York 2 years ago, in my speech I said, leadership is a love affair. You must fall in love with the people you serve, and the people must fall in love with you. If you fake it, it doesn't work. There are presidents on this continent that will go into leadership just for the power. And there are some who will get into leadership to serve. And when those that get into leadership to serve come along, you can't miss them. You are one of them, Your Excellency. I said this because of two things. You did the handshake at a national prayer breakfast. The whole Africa was tense. We didn't know what was going to happen here in Kenya. When you got up at a prayer gathering and extended a hand of friendship to your brother Raila Odinga, I saw leadership in you and humility. And I traveled here, and unfortunately you were not in the country, but I was able to meet Mrs. Odinga, and I was able to meet your sister Beth, and I sent messages to you to tell you that we African women are tired of conflicts on our continent, and as far as possible our leaders should ensure that they avoid them. And may God bless you for what you did. Your Excellency, 2 years ago when we met, we were talking about, let's have an African Women Leaders Network. UN Women and AU supported us. We didn't know how far we would go. I was sitting here listening to Joanna, feeling very proud. We can happily exit, my dear sisters, knowing that there's a whole cadre of young leaders that will take over from us. In the year 2000, I published what I called Malawian Women Leaders Directory, because I felt it was necessary for there to be a directory where somebody, a young leader, would just go to and find a senior leader to talk to consult, to be mentored by. Because it is very important for us to open space as older leaders for the young women to rise. We cannot afford to close up. Anybody who is a real leader will create space for younger leaders to come up. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I want to congratulate the young leaders for what they have achieved in 1 year. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is a humble request to my fellow senior leaders that when we get into those positions of leadership, we must appoint fellow women, and as far as possible, appoint younger women. When I was in State House, I decided that I was going to take full advantage of that opportunity. Distinguished ladies, being president is a very powerful position. Just by a stroke of a pen, you can declare war, you can change anything. So in Malawi, for the first time, we had a Chief Justice that was a woman. We had a head of civil service that was a woman. The first Malawian woman Solicitor General, 2 governors of the Reserve Bank, 8 district commissioners, 46% diplomatic service. We can do it. We can do it. Your Excellency, we must appoint fellow women. But allow me to finish with this. Feminism. We talk a lot about it, but I guess we as African women can design our own. Your Excellency, just the fact that you are sitting here with us means that you are he for she. Our men have decided they are going to open up space for us to participate in leadership. I say this because we are not doing badly. There are some continents in this world that are trying after 200 years to get one woman in State House. Africa has had 5. We can't go about running ourselves down. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, not only have we had 5 presidents on the continent, but the country with the highest number of women in parliament is on this continent. President after president are appointing 50% of women on their cabinet. Namibia has designed their own zebra concept where if the president is a man, the vice president shall be a woman. If the prime minister is a woman, the deputy shall be a woman, all the way down. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we therefore must go with our head up high. When people try to say anything about Africa, tell them to look elsewhere. This continent is rising and we are doing well and we should be proud. It is for that reason that we shall continue to mobilize ourselves as senior women leaders, create small space for younger women, because this continent, Your Excellency, needs a lot of women leaders, a huge cadre of women leaders. And we must start with the education of the girl child. There are those locked up in abject poverty. Even if they were born with any leadership traits, they will never get anywhere because they are stuck there. It's our responsibility as women leaders to find ways. Another challenge for you, Mr. President, and all of us, is that we went to Beijing and we agreed that we shall go back home and get into positions of leadership. I remember somebody asking Gertrude Mongera, how do we get into leadership? Men are already sitting there in parliament. So how do we get there? And Gertrude said, push them if you have to, but get into parliament. And Mr. President, we did. And we came back, and we tried. And 5 of us went to State House. The challenge, Mr. President, for all of us and yourselves is the fact that we don't last in those positions. Something has gone seriously wrong. The insecurity is bad out there. The patriarchy is bad. So they open up a little bit, we get in, oops, out. We need to find ways of assisting women get into those positions once they get there. Mr. President, may I finish by giving advice to my younger leaders. Ladies, learn to listen. I was listening very carefully to Madam Deputy Secretary General's speech. She's a diplomat, I'm not. Learn to listen. I learned to listen. 2, remind yourselves, remember that you can't know it all. A person who is able to take advice and to learn from others becomes powerful in the end. Love yourself. Love yourself. You can't give love to anybody. You can't give what you don't have. You must love yourself. You must have a lot of love in order to share it. Leadership is about wisdom. You can't get it in any textbook. They don't teach it in school. Solomon went to God to ask for wisdom because he's the only one who provides that wisdom. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it's my greatest pleasure to be in Kenya. And Mr. President, may God bless you for giving us this opportunity.
Okay.